Good morning, children. Today you are going to know about life-giving liquid, that is water. You already have studied about water in class 2, that is how you are using water, importance of water, about water pollution and how you are saving water. We will go through all these topics. Related to that, we will learn little more about water. So, water is very essential for our life. Like air, we also need water. We can stay without food for longer days than without water. Let me show you one example. This is a plant which is a healthy plant. Is it so? Yes. Is it a healthy plant? Yes. So children, can you see why it is a healthy plant? It has been potted in a vase, and why you see that it is a healthy plant? Anybody can say why it is a healthy plant?
It is a healthy plant because it can make its own food with the process of food.
Yes, it can make its own food. That's why it is a healthy. That means it is having its food. So for making food, what does the plant require? Yes?
Sunlight, air and water.
Sunlight, air and water and minerals also. So without sunlight or without air or without water, if any three out of these three, any one is missing, this plant will not be able to make food. Now, if I keep this healthy plant in my room and I am not giving water for 7 days, what I will observe after 7 days? I will observe that the plant's leaves will be yellow in color because I am not giving water. I'm giving, it's getting the air, it's getting the sunlight from the window pan, but it's not getting the water. For 7 or 8 days, I have not put water over the pot here. So here we can see after 7 days, we can see that the plants, the leaves will turn into yellow. And after some days also it may dry or it may dry up, because without water it cannot be able to make food. So like plants, we also need water. Yes, we also need water. So we are using water in many ways. In our daily activities, we are using water in many ways. Such as this thing you have studied in class 2, such as we are using water for drinking, we are using water for bathing, washing clothes, cleaning, and we are also watering the plants. Out of these, as you are in class 3, we are also using water for extinguishing fire. For put of fire, we are using water. Then for producing electricity, we are using the water. So I hope so that you now know how properly we are using water in our activities. These are all our daily activities. But this water is also used in these two purposes also. Now we are coming to Earth. There is abundance of water in our planet. What is the name of our planet, children? Earth. This is the Earth. And our planet has abundance of water. Now, do you know why our planet has abundance of water? Because our planet is covered with 5 oceans. And the name of the oceans are Pacific Ocean, Southern Ocean, Arctic Ocean, Atlantic Ocean and the Indian Ocean. So these 5 big oceans are covering this Earth. That's why if we cut the Earth into 4 parts, 3 of the parts are covered with water. So that's why these parts are blue in color. That's why our Earth is known as a blue planet or a watery planet, because most of the part of our Earth is covered with water. 3/4 of the Earth is covered with water. Now, 70%, it has been said that 71% of the Earth is water and 30 or 29.1% is land. This, out of this 71%, most of the water is salty water. Now, why it is salty? Because most of the water is in ocean or sea. Very less percent are fresh water. And we need for drinking, for our daily activities, we need only the fresh water. We cannot use this salty water for drinking. Can you drink salty water? Are you drinking salty water? No. So 70% or 71% of the earth is covered with water. Why, children? 71% is covered with water because 5 oceans, and these oceans and these water, only human consumptions or the living beings, that is animals or human beings, can consume only the fresh water, which is 1%. If 97% is covered with salty water, that means with ocean or sea, then 3% is left for fresh water. Out of the 3%, 2%, the earth has been covered with glaciers. Siachen glacier, ice caps, these are covered with glaciers. So from glacier we cannot get the drinking water. It's already frozen up. So only 1% left for rivers, lakes and groundwater. So that's why it is said that water is very precious. We should not waste water. Let us go ahead with the chapter. Next, we will know about the sources of water. Okay, we will know about the different sources of water. First of all, rain is the main source of water, and rain is the main source of fresh water also. So out of these sources of water, these are all the natural sources. Children, what you can see here, what are the natural sources? Oceans, rivers, ponds, streams. These are very good. These are all the natural sources of water, or these can also be said as surface water. Why these are said as surface water? Because you can get this water over the surface of the land. We can get this water over the surface of the land. That's why this water is also known as the surface water. Clear? So what are surface waters? Give 2 examples of surface water. Yes?
Oceans and rivers.
Yes. Why they are known as surface water? Anybody? Why they are known as surface water? Because you can get this water.
From the surface.
We can get this water is present on the surface of the land. That's why we are saying these water are known as surface water. Okay. Then we are moving to the various groundwater. These are the examples of various sources of groundwater. Now, what is groundwater? These are the examples. What is groundwater? When the rain is falling, this rainwater gets deep down into the soil. This rainwater is absorbed by the soil. Then this water is getting down deep into the soil, and they are under the soil, they are storing. This storing water, the water which has been stored under the soil, where they cannot be again stored. It's stored deep down into the soil. Under the soil, there are big rocks. Under the rocks, this water gets stored up, and that water is known as the groundwater. Water which infiltrates through the surface of the earth on the rocks beneath are called groundwater. Okay, now these are the examples of groundwater. How we can get this groundwater, and how we can, these water only, through these sources only we can drink the water. These are all the fresh waters. We can drink this water through the source. That means this is well. So digging the soil, deep soil, we can get the groundwater, and this is collected, this has been collected in the well. This is the well, this is the hand pump, tube well. These are the sources to get the groundwater. From deep under the soil, we are getting this water. So these are the examples of groundwater. Is that clear? I have one TLM for this groundwater. Children, this is the well. What is this? So, the persons are pulling the rope and taking the water out of this well. This is the bucket. Is it a nice? Yes. The example of groundwater. And this, what is this? What is this source? Well. Okay. So we have studied the two sources of water. One is surface water. One is, yes, two sources, that is natural source, and these are all the groundwater sources of water. Okay, next we are moving to the properties of water. These are the properties. Now we will study some special features of water. Water is a liquid. Water is a liquid. We have seen many liquids in our surroundings. Ink is a liquid. Milk is a liquid. Yes? Yes. Then kerosene, petrol, these all are liquids. Juices, these all are liquids. Among them, water is also a liquid. But how can we understand that this is water only? So there are some special features to understand that this is water. So that's the properties of water. First, number one, water is colorless. I have a water in a glass of glass. Can you see here any color? No. So it's a colorless. Yes? Yes. You are drinking water every day? Yes. Do you get any taste? No. Are you getting any smell? No. So it's a colorless, it's an odorless, and it's a tasteless. Yes? It's a colorless, odorless, and tasteless. Okay. See. Now, this is the first point, which is about water. Second is water exists in three states of matter. Water is such liquid which exists in three states of matter. Now, children, what are the three states of matter? First you say solid, liquid, and gas. Now, water exists in solid state in which form? Ice. Right now I don't have ice, so I cannot show you. See the picture here. This is ice. Then water in the liquid state which you are drinking. This is the liquid state which you are drinking. This is the liquid state. Yes? This one is the liquid state. And the gaseous state is the steam. When you boil the water vapor will rise up. Yes? Are you seeing that when mother is boiling the water, some vapors are rising up from the vessel? Some water vapor. That vapor is known as the steam or the water vapor. Okay? So, water is that liquid which can exist in three states of matter. Solid state, ice. In the liquid state, water which you are drinking. And in the gaseous state, steam. Now, if I say that how can you make this water in solid state? Okay, I'm a little bit thirsty, so I'm drinking water. I'm using the water as drinking. Thank you, children. Now, this liquid water can be transformed into ice. How? How? By the process of freezing, but you have to cool it. What is freezing? When we cool this water under the temperature of 0 degree, then only it will transform it into ice. If the temperature where you are cooling the water is 0 degree, then only it will transform into ice. So, water, this glass of water, if you cool it then it will transform into ice, and ice is the solid state. And this water again, if you boil it, it will transform into steam, which is the yes, gaseous state. So steam, you will boil it. If you boil the water, it will transform into water vapor or steam, and if you cool or if you freeze it at 0 degree temperature, it will transform it into ice. So these are the water, 3 states of water. Next, third point, water takes the shape of the container. Water does not have, as it is a liquid, it does not have its definite shape. It is taking the shape of the container. Now it's taking the shape of the glass. Now this water has been put in the water bottle, so it is taking the shape of the water bottle. Now if I put this water in this big bowl, it will take the shape of the bowl. So from this experiment we can understand that water has no definite shape. It takes the shape of the container. So we get to know the 3 points or 3 properties of water. What are they? Water is odorless and see, water is colorless. So this is the bottle which is pink in color. Now the water shows pink. Is it so? No. Is it so? No, it is not so. If I drop the water here, it is see colorless. It's not pink in color. But here in this bottle, it's looking pink. So from here we can understand that water is colorless, odorless and tasteless. Number 2 point, water exists in 3 states of matter, that is in solid state ice, in the liquid state water and in the gas state steam. Next, water takes the shape of the, where we pour water, it will take the shape of the container. Now your next topic comes is the conservation of water. That means how you will save the water. As we have seen that 97% of water are salty water. That means we can get the water from ocean and sea, which are not at all human consumption. So only 1% is fresh water. So you have to conserve, yes or no? Yes. You have to check your uses of water, yes or no? Yes. So how you will conserve the water? These are some points which I am going to explain. That is conservation of water. But you start the conservation of water from home only. How we can start from the at home? Many of the children, even we, bigger person or senior persons, using shower, standing over the shower and so cold water. But you are wasting the water. So you should use bucket and mug instead of using shower to do your bathing. Yes? Next, we should ensure that the loads are full while we are using dishwasher or washing machine. With little clothes, we will not use washing machine with heavy loaded. Next, if we plant more soil, if we plant more trees, it helps in absorption of the water and it also helps in soil erosion. The more you plant trees, the less will be soil erosion. Okay. Next, use bucket and water to wash the cars, vehicles instead of hose pipes. Instead of using hose pipes, but mostly we are using hose pipes. Use buckets. Next, reuse the water. Such as, I'm going home, this water has been left in my bottle. So what I will go? I will throw this water in the dustbin? No. Or in the basin? No. So we will reuse. This is, we are using this water in cleaning vegetables or watering the plants. So reuse the water which is left. Then collect the water from the AC to the water plants and clean the vehicles. You collect the water drops which are falling from the AC machines. You collect it and you clean the plants. Clean the vehicles. You can give water to the plants. Turn off the tap while brushing and do not let the water run. But most of the students I know keep the tap of the basin open and you are going on brushing. Mama, finish. You have the left open the tap for 5 minutes. Mama is shouting from the back. Then yes, mama. Yes. Otherwise, you before the basin only you are having a sleep and nap and brushing like this way. That means you are wasting the water. But don't do that. Close your tap. Next, fix the leaking tap as soon as the possible. If your tap is have a leakage, then you fix it up. So these are some ways which you will conserve or you will save water, and these are the process which you will start from home on only. So children, can you now say any two process or any two ways to conserve water? Any two ways to conserve water? Yes, Aditri? Stand up.
Use a bucket to water plants and use a bucket to bath.
You will say we should use. You should use a bucket and mug for bathing, and we should reuse the leftover water for giving water to the plants. Very good. Sit down. Besides conservation of water, I must say that World Water Day we are celebrating World Water Day every year on 22nd March. Why we are celebrating World Water Day? To make people aware on water scarcity. That means there is less water in this earth. Fresh water is less. So water scarcity, we should be aware about pollution. We are polluting water. We should not do that. Sanitization, water conservation, safe drinking water. The main aim of celebrating the day is to achieve the goal. What is the goal? Water and sanitization for all by 2030. So this World Water Day, every year on 22nd March we are celebrating, and this has been observed first on 1993 by all United General Nation Assembly. They have started this one. Okay. Next one. This is one process which is given in your book. There are many processes of storing water, such as making dams, reservoirs, rainwater harvesting. This is the one process which we are studying. That means your book, class 3 syllabus, are having this process, rainwater harvesting. This process, by this way, we can collect the rainwater. See, the rainwater is falling over the rooftops and we are collecting this rainwater. We can store this rainwater, and this storage water can be used for many purposes. For washing the car, for gardening water, for giving plants, then for washing clothes. I have a model of rainwater harvesting. See. This is a model of rainwater harvesting where the raindrops has been collected. This is a tank. It has been collected, and here when it has been collected, this water is falling here, and through filtration, this rainwater is being filtered. Here the gravels, sand, all are there. Then after the filtered water is flowing here, coming here, and this is the storage tank. This tank is the storage. That means the water has been stored for later use. When there will be dry season and there will be scarcity of water, this water will be used for washing the car. This person is washing the car. Then we can give water to these cattle, cow, goat. We can give water to the plants for watering plants. Is that clear? So these are the various uses of rainwater. Again, if this storage tank, when there is monsoon time and there are very much, it's raining too much, the storage tank is filled up, then you can also fill the underground, you can keep deep inside the reservoir. This is your storage recharge facility of underground. You can also store here for recharge your underground water, groundwaters. Underground groundwaters can be stored by this way. So these are the benefits of rainwater harvesting. Please read out. It solves the problem of scarcity of water by supplying water during dry months. That means dry months means summer season. The summer season, many areas people are getting one time of water. So these rainwater, if they collect during the monsoon time, they can use this rainwater for their later, for future use. It prevents water logging during the rain. That means if the water, when it is too much rain for 2-3 days, the water gets logged up here and there over the roads, over the areas. So it can prevent the water logging. It helps to recharge the groundwater. If I fill the water here for later use, this recharge facility, this can be again transformed into it. This can go in the well. See, it is going in the well only. This water which has been collected is flowing down to the well. This is the groundwater, no reservoir. So you can collect the rainwater and you can use for these purposes, and it controls the soil erosion. Next, the last one, these are the benefits. Conserve water, decreases your bill, lower demands of fresh water, slows the erosion and reduces flood in low-lying area. These are the benefits of rainwater. Last topic which I am going to discuss is the water cycle. Now, what is water cycle? Water cycle is a continuous cyclic movement of the water from the surface. See, this is the surface, this is the land, this is the ocean or river, whatever, this is the surface. These waters are evaporating. Through the process of evaporation, this water is moving up by the form of what? Water vapor. Why? Because of sunlight. So this water is moving up in the form of water vapor through the process of evaporation, and it is moving up to higher in the atmosphere. When it is moving higher in the atmosphere, they are due to cold. At the top level, it's very cold. So there it is forming what? Water droplets due to the process of condensation. Yes, due to the process of condensation, it is forming the water droplets. These water droplets again forms when water droplets, one water droplets, two water droplets, like this, many water droplets are joining together and forming the clouds. They are forming what? Clouds. And when these clouds are becoming heavy, when these clouds cannot float in the atmosphere, then they are falling down in the form of rain or snow. See, they are falling down in the form of raindrops, or they are falling down in the form of snow or hail in the process of precipitation. So again, this water is coming down back to the ground. See, here the water has been collected again. Water has been collected again. Again, this water, in the presence of sunlight, they are again evaporating. So this cyclic movement is going on again and again. Again, I have made this one TLM. Here, see, water is evaporating from the ocean. Water is evaporating from the ocean. Water also is transpiration process. Leaves are releasing water. All are moving up in the sky, atmosphere. They are, through the process of condensation, they are forming clouds. Again, when the clouds are becoming heavy, they cannot float, then they are falling down through the process of precipitation in the form of rainfall. So again, this cycling is going on. So that's why it is said that continuous cyclic movement of water from the surface of earth to the atmosphere and back to the surface. This is known as water. So more or less we are end of the chapter. So, what's the conclusion from this chapter? That water is one of the precious resource. Like air, water is also a precious resource, because water that exists today is same that existed billions of years ago, and that is why water is known as a renewal resource. It is always moving, traveling through the ocean, ground and atmosphere. From the ground it is moving to the atmosphere, from atmosphere again through the form of rain it is coming down, again it is moving. So we should save water, then we can only save our life, because about 844 million people lack access of water. This 844 million people are not getting the fresh water properly. That's why we should open our eyes and we should realize the lesson from this alarming situation, that we should conserve and we should know the value of water. Is that clear, children? Will you conserve water? Very good. Now let us little bit discuss on some few questions. Give any two examples of groundwater. Yes? Come here. Two examples of groundwater. Fast. Say. Any two examples of groundwater. Groundwater.
Wells
Wells. Very good.
and tube wells.
Tube wells. Good. Go. Surface water. Anybody? Surface water. Very good. Now, two ways to conserve water at home. Artika, can you say? Two ways to conserve water at home.
We should prepare
Come here.
the two ways by which we can conserve water. We should prepare leaking taps and pipes, and we should close the tap while brushing our teeth.
While brushing our teeth, we should close the tap and we should repair the leakage of the taps. Very good. Next, any two benefits of rainwater harvesting? Anybody? Two benefits of rainwater harvesting? Yes, Rudapya? Any two benefits of rainwater harvesting? Why we are doing rainwater harvesting? Yes?
We can save water for future use,
Yes, we can save water for future use.
and we can
Yes,
we can take it. For
it controls the soil erosion.
Yes.
It controls the soil erosion. So ultimately, what is rainwater harvesting? Rainwater harvesting is a method of collection of storage of water from the rooftops or from the land surface or for the future use. Clear? Okay. Then last question I like to ask, what is water cycle? Yes?
The continuous cyclic movement of the water on the surface of the earth to the atmosphere and back to the surface again is known as water.
Water cycle. Over. So we have come to the end of the chapter. Hope you have understood. And from today onwards, will you save water or will you waste water? Yes, you will use you will minimize the usage of water. You have to save water by minimizing the usage of water. Okay, thank you.